Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another comic book review. And today we're going to take a look at the preview book for Earthworm Jim 2, Fight the Fish, which is written, drawn, and created by Doug TenNapel. And this was provided to me with my copy of Bigfoot Bill 2, which I have read but I haven't reviewed yet because I want to go back and reread Bigfoot Bill 1 and do reviews of both of them. And I got Bigfoot Bill 1 like a year and a half ago when it first came out. And that was before I started doing YouTube videos. So I gotta reread that and get that all in order before I do the reviews of those two books. But I figured this was a little floppy, so this would be easier to go through relatively quickly. And I do have a review on the channel of Earthworm Jim #1, which I thought was terrific. So good. And now that Doug has the rights back to the character, you know, he created him as a video game character. And the rights, I guess, were in sort of limbo, or they were owned by the video game companies. And now Doug has the rights back to write and draw stories, and it's terrific, man. This was actually a cartoon back in the day, too, in the 90s, I remember, the late 90s. But it gives you a little recap in case you missed the first story. Essentially, you got the origin story of Earthworm Jim. You were introduced to Farmer Jim, who is named after Peter Puppy, Princess What's-Her-Name Snot, and then the evil queen, who is Princess What's-Her-Name's mother. And, of course, Princess What's-Her-Name fled from the mother so that she can, get away from her evil clutches. And Jim sort of came in contact with their technology and all sorts of other cool stuff. So you want to check that out in case you missed that. But it starts right here with this flying fish spaceship, sort of a tongue twister, that is carrying all these cats that are walking on two legs, and they're wearing like shoulder pads like football players essentially. And they're on the farm where Farmer Jim is. You see the cross right there. Here lies Jim's butt. So in the last book, Jim sort of thought he died. But if you know anything about worms, if you were to pull a worm apart, you would notice that the two worms on the sidewalk would still be, crawling. That's because, something about their skeletons and that they have a million brains. And even though they portray Jim here as sort of a adult, they continue to survive. So they buried his butt, but he's still alive, essentially. And Princess What's-Her-Name is in hiding on the farm. And she wakes up and she's trying to get acquainted to this new life of hers. And she's looking at like the snow globe and tissues and perfume. And she's like, oh, strange planet. And she finds this dress that she puts on. When she hears a voice, you can keep it. Put it on. It was my wife's. It'll be like camouflage, obviously. Because she looks like a bee, essentially. And she put her dress on and looks somewhat normal. And they're like, oh, what's your name? You need a name now if you want to blend in. I never had a name. Oh, I've always liked the name of Luana. So she has the name of Luana now. So there you go. She's no longer Princess What's-Her-Name. She's Princess Luana. And these cats are on their way. There we go. We're on the Princess Hut. Yeah. And they're all running. They kind of sort of look like Bigfoot Bill in a sense. I like how Doug draws all these interesting characters that, he turns like all these animals into real life characters or whatever. So they're showing that, Farmer Jim here is the everyman, and they're saying grace, taking his hat off, and amen, and Peter Puppy's starting to eat the pancakes with a fork and knife, and he's like, oh, eat it like a dog. Okay, I will. And once again, Luana here, we'll call her that instead of Princess What's-Her-Name. She starts drinking the syrup and eating a stick of butter. Oh, it's so delicious. Oh my God, you've got to put that down. When all of a sudden they hear a knock at the door, and he's going to get the door, and the cats come in and start attacking everybody. And they're basically trying to kidnap the princess. When all of a sudden Jim shows up. Hold on a sec. Put down my girlfriend. And she screams, I'm not your girlfriend. Oh, we broke up. Now I'm really mad. He starts karate chopping and battling all these evil cats. And I like how how Doug portrays Jim. Like, he's not really the reluctant hero, but he never really asked to be a hero. And he just kind of got this powerful suit that made him into a hero. And he has to step into those shoes and prove himself despite just, being a worm. I mean, that's all he is. So, the princess gets captured, and, he still doesn't really know how to use his suit properly, and it starts spazzing out and shocking everybody and causing a big explosion. And he says, where am I? And they're looking on with Farmer Jim and Peter Puppy as the ship is flying away ungroovy. And essentially the ship is on its way out of the orbit of Earth to distant, far-off places, and Jim is like, oh no, look at that cloud. And he's like, snap out of it. You gotta get yourself together. He starts slapping him, saying, we gotta go on a mission and and save the princess. All right, let's do it. They find out that the princess left her bee pod in the field, and they're going to get in that and go on an adventure. It'll be interesting. I wonder if it'll be all of them, or it'll just be Jim, or maybe Jim and Peter Puppy, or Farmer Jim will tag along. It'll be interesting to see who joins on that quest. But yeah, this is the first chapter, and the book. I'll show you real quick, because you guys have probably already seen it. But let's see. I'm gonna go to my shelf in the corner. So here's Earthworm Jim #1. I mean, it's a huge book. You can see right here. So I mean, this is like the first 20 pages or so, and same thing with Bigfoot Bill too. Same thing. So that's just a little tease. That's like the first chapter of the whole thing. And it'll be a fun story to follow, I'm sure. I can't wait to get it. We got Earthworm Jim 1 around Christmas time. So hopefully, I mean, the book's all done. And I think it's being printed right now. So it's just about shipping. And I look forward to getting that. So I figured give you guys a quick little review, a quick appetizer of the book. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to find some time after the holidays here to sit down and read Bigfoot Bill 1 and 2 again. And do reviews of those two books. So, Doug, if you're watching, thank you, my friend. Thank you, everyone else, for watching. Leave some comments down below what you thought. And stay tuned for more comic book reviews coming soon. Everybody have a great day.